You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we need to stop that shit, man. Like, fuck that.
So right.
So, and for you, Mouth of a Sailor, is to really put on your divorce decree or your parenting plan that you're going to split extra costs. So, one way to do that is to say any clothing that the child uses throughout the week, both families need to, purchase that. But anything else should be split based on your income. So if you both make the same amount of income, then it would be 50-50, that kind of thing. You can actually write that into your parenting plan. And I think that's the best way to do it. I don't think you need to nickel and dime people, though, men or women.
I'm going to court and like try to use revenge against me. And now we have 50-50, which is fine. I let him have him whenever he wanted him anyways. But I have to pay child support because I make more money, which is bullshit. So I give his dad $600 a month. And then plus I've always paid for my son's insurance his whole life, even when his dad was ordered to pay for it. But
Wait, you pay child support, Mouth?
$600 a month. Yep.
Now look, I don't know the situation, right? But I can't call myself a man. Like, I can't call myself a man and be getting money from my baby mama while I'm sharing. I can't call myself a man.
I
don't
couldn't
know.
either.
That's
I don't,
exactly how
I couldn't either.
like, I don't know the situation. I ain't judging, homie. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care. I don't care. You have.
My thing is so Brennan, my son. Brennan called me and he's like, Mom, but I paid for it a year early, and so it didn't count towards his parking pass for that year. So I guess his dad didn't want to argue with him, so he just paid for it, even though I had already paid for it, which was just a miscommunication thing, which is fine. But when he calls me this year and says, no, my dad paid for it last year and he wants you to pay for it this year. And I'm like, that's not how it's going to work. And so I called him and I said that. I'm like, motherfucker, I give you $600 a month. Like, that's the least you could fucking pay for. I pay
Hey,
for
Mouth.
everything for my child, everything.
Check stub at the end of the month. How many more fucking kids would be better off in the fucking future? Mentally, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Yep.
It's a
Right?
fucking shame.
It's not.
You talk about slavery. There were slaves. Okay, so they weren't called slaves, but basically the peasants in medieval England, they were basically slaves. They were slaves to the nobility, right? Look at it that way. You can go to chattel slavery was a whole different beast, though, right? Whenever you're talking about slavery in America, yeah, we all know that was a whole different beast. Everything else, whatever. But people even then in medieval England, slaves, they were killed for speaking out on anything of their rights. They were free to move around and move about, freely as they wanted to within their land and on their country, and supposedly own their own land, but it really wasn't owned by them anyway. The king still owned everything, right? So no matter what way we look at it, it's that way. The problem is that throughout history, we have been divided and separated through the people, the 1% that own and hold everything, to have these arguments. I just sat in a debate where people were arguing Republican, Democratic for hours. Like, what the?
You can argue that for hours. And